Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to the Forlight Podcast, a weekly show about gaming, gaming news, and all things entertainment related. I'm your host for this evening alongside my co-hosts.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm waiting.
So, I just want to do a bit of housekeeping, just say some things we always say. So, as always, you can find us anywhere you stream podcasts, such as Spotify, Amazon Music, and notably the Apple iTunes Store, which we definitely encourage you guys to listen through that stream because that is actually one of the coolest ways that you can get revenue flowing, which is really neat. And actually, Apple
That's so funny.
Podcasts, Apple Podcasts for some reason is the hardest thing to get viewership on. It's just I don't know why. It is legitimately so difficult for people to get viewership on
Well,
Apple
because it's
Podcasts.
impossible to find.
Oh, that's true.
That's
Honestly,
true.
it's not a good app. They need to revamp it, honestly.
Yeah, no, because everyone just uses Spotify and stuff, even though
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I use Spotify.
I don't
And also,
listen
by
to
the way,
podcasts.
you're kind of an L plus ratio, dude.
No, I'm with Aiden here.
You
David, I
don't
think you're
listen to
the odd man out.
podcasts?
Not often, no.
No,
You guys
I
are
used to
crazy,
listen
crazy
to
people.
I used to listen to the Misfits podcast for a lot, but that was about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
The
pretty
Misfits
sure
podcast was good until
friggin'
it got weird.
the friggin' Poland story almost made me pee myself.
True, the Poland story is so funny, dude. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about new things we're going to be trying to do. Less chat interaction, obviously. However, I think we can let it slide sometimes here and there. Especially, we're going to have a smaller viewer base, it seems. So we're all good with that. I also want to acknowledge that I wasn't here last week. I had to deal with some chores, and my mother had a bit of an injury, so I'm trying to help out a little bit more around the house. But with that said, I'm back, and
And now
another
Ethan is gone.
yeah, Ethan came down with some type of illness. He won't be here this podcast because we don't want to hear his sultry voice.
Yeah, one could
Because
say he currently has a license to L.
I
50 points if you get that. Don't explain
hey
it.
guys, do you get it? It's like it's like
David, shut it.
it's like
David, shut it. Moving on.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
That's terrible.
I'm quitting in the chat right now.
Why are you gwittying? Okay, so we're gonna be talking
Edit.
about
Cut.
games
Right
that
there.
break the games that break the mold. So
Can you redo that, David, so I can actually edit it
Yeah.
properly? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
so without interruptions, we're going to be discussing games that break the mold. And I first wanted to talk about just the idea that do games follow a pattern? Because I certainly have some ideas about this, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.
100% they follow a pattern. They follow trends, they follow patterns. That's why Souls-like exists. There's an entire category called Souls-like, which followed the trend that Dark Souls set.
I mean, really, my thought is that you can find games that break the mold if you just follow, back to the start of their trend. Like, if you follow Battle Royale games back to the start, back to the first Battle Royale game, Fortnite was the first Battle Royale game, and PUBG, and those two. I think it was Fortnite was first, but Fortnite broke the
PUBG
mold.
first, but just for a little
Was it
bit.
PUBG?
PUBG was
So
the first
PUBG
one.
broke the mold. PUBG broke
Yeah,
the mold.
well, but what I'm kind of trying to think about is are games that are coming out right now following a certain trend? Are they similar because they're being released at this time? The thing is, they're not maybe necessarily in a different category, but do they play similarly? Do they have different themes? Similar themes, similar concepts, and similar ways of playing the game?
The original Battle Royale was actually H1Z1, and then
Oh yeah,
Players
true.
Unknown Battleground came out of that.
That's true.
I think it was
So
I think it was a Counter-Strike situation where it was a halfway mod for a little bit, and then became its own thing.
Gotcha.
I honestly forgot about that game. Legitimately.
H1Z1 has been dead for a long time. I never got
It
onto
made
the
me
trend.
think of that. What is Minecraft's most unregulated server or something
Oh,
like that.
2v2t.
The 2v2t. It reminds me of that, the name, because
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
honestly, that I watched so many videos about that server. I wanted to
Fit
try it,
MC,
but I
Fit MC. I've actually joined
Fit
2v2t
MC.
once.
Yeah,
Eh,
that's crazy. That's
I
awesome though.
lived for a little bit.
I'm sure. I'm sure it was really
Sure, it
fun.
ended
Um,
quickly.
Yeah, by a
um.
wither.
So, but do they have similar? I like what I was getting at before because I honestly am thinking like the reason I brought up this concept was why am I forgetting the name of the game? What was the game that flopped really hard a bit ago? That was supposed to be like it was all
Redfall?
Redfall?
about magic and stuff like that. No, no, no.
No,
Before that,
I know
Forspoken.
what you're talking about. Yeah, Forspoken.
Forspoken. Forspoken reminds me heavily of the new Gollum game that just came out. That
Ugh.
flopped so
Ugh.
hard.
Okay, well
Voice
that
No,
critical.
deserved to
legitimately.
because
Voice
if you
critical
go
they did the
back
whole
and look
thing.
at if you go back and look at all of the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War series and look at Gollum's model for that versus the model for this one, bad, bad,
Dude, the
terrible.
model is so bad. I don't know what they were thinking with the model. Like, legitimately, it's awful.
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know why they do that. It's a good question. That's
yeah, they
something we
just
could probably
kind of.
dive into at some point.
I don't know. Maybe they were doing it just to get press release. Actually, no, because they were making the game for a few years. Like,
I don't know.
bro,
That's a good
I
question.
legitimately don't think I don't think it was on purpose. I think they just had a bad team with it. If I were to think
It,
about it.
it, is Gollum that game set like earlier, like
Yeah,
before?
it is.
That could be it too. They could have been like trying to figure out a way to show Smeagol like in the middle of his like
Yeah,
poisoning and
there's
corruption from the ring.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to show the corruption of it. But even so, the model is still dookie.
I
Like
agree.
you can have a weird looking model, 100%. I fully believe this. Hey, you can have a weird looking model, but if you can make it like look natural, totally fine. You can have a very ugly looking character model, but as long as their features are natural or like the way they express is natural, that's totally fine.
Yeah, this thing
Like
is
it
just
Yeah.
a
doesn't matter.
bug-eyed monstrosity.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the way it interacts, the way it moves, like
That's
it
why
doesn't work well.
it's I mean it's similar to the whole Sonic argument. Back when they first released the trailer for Sonic movie and they got backlash for it because it sucked
Oh
and
yeah.
they fixed it and it was much better.
So, do you guys have any I can't be the only one who's feeling like the games that are releasing recently have a certain feel to them. That's why like when I went back to if you are in the Discord server, which I highly recommend joining by the way. If you are in that server, you would have seen that I played through Titanfall 2 recently on the request of Aiden. Um, and fantastic game. It was
these
so
these
good.
motherfuckers bullied me. It's like there's no way Titanfall 2 is like the greatest game of all time. Then David plays it and he's like, "Dog, this is like a 10 out of 10. What?"
It's so good. It's legitimately amazing. But like the thing, I've been feeling a lot of these games have a similar air to them. And I think honestly it could just be that games that are releasing recently are all sequels.
They are
Like
all a lot of
Yeah, I
them are
mean
sequels or like
Street Fighter
redowns.
6, Diablo 4, Tears of the Kingdom. These are like the big names and
Jedi
they're all sequels here.
Survivor,
It's a
Jedi
sequel.
Survivor, yeah.
Armored Core 4 is coming out. Or no, Armored Core
Yeah,
6,
like
sorry.
all of these. And you know what? The I guess it's feeling repetitive because they're making all of these repeats. They knew that the original franchise worked, and they're pulling a Disney and they're remaking the same thing. Um, not that they're using the franchise. Totally fair, totally fine.
6.
But it made me feel like I need something new. Not every single platform can be doing the exact same thing of making a sequel to the game. It's making me I am getting a little stir crazy here because I think they're all following the format. They just go, "Oh, look at that one. That was good. That was good. Let's do that again."
Are you
I'm like,
talking about
"Oh, Lord."
Street Fighter?
No,
What
no,
were you
no, no.
talking
I'm
about?
talking about all of these games. I
Oh,
feel like
Hell,
I feel
Silk
like
Song even.
yeah, seriously, I'm kind of getting annoyed with like sequels. I'm kind of getting annoyed with new games in the series. Just give me a new piece of franchisement.
It's like,
Oh,
give me
it's been
something unique for fuck's sake. Like,
I
give
yeah,
mean,
me
I've
give
been
me
while
your
I agree,
Titanfalls or your No Man's Skies or your Borderlands or something.
Titanfall would be a sequel. It'd be a third game.
yeah,
Yes,
That'd be a
I'm
Titanfall
sequel.
talking
3.
about like from back in the day.
Oh, you're talking about give me a new one. Okay, something new. I see what you're saying. Well, I was gonna say, while I agree with this, that sentiment of like I want something new, I want something different, I don't want something the same. I mean, at the moment, I think I that's kind of how the market and the fan like the um the community, I would say the gaming community is feeling right now is that they want sequels at the moment. Like Tears of the Kingdom is a huge sequel. Yeah, it's not new, but it's giant. It's massive. It's a big thing for a lot of people, as well as like Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6, amazing reviews so far. It is the sixth in the
Surprisingly,
series, but it is apparently it's really good, which is, I mean,
Well,
I
you can
thought
make a sequel
I
and make it
thought
really
for
good.
sure it was gonna go the route of
absolutely.
Jump Force.
No, legitimately, I thought it was gonna go bad. But the thing is, so I feel they need because think about all the games that are releasing recently. The ones that I can think that's like standout games that were new were Hogwarts Legacy and like Redfall. Like those were new things that stood out. Redfall
No,
was
actually,
Dookie. It stood out because it was Dookie,
Redfall was
but
just open world Left 4 Dead. So
like all of them are sequels, and I get it. Maybe some people are wanting the sequel, but I don't want a sequel to like think about it. Go back an entire year or so. Like you're getting the sequel for uh uh God of War. You're getting a new God of War game. You're getting and like you're getting a new Souls-like game, which let me say, Elden Ring was completely different. Like absolutely, it wasn't a sequel in any way, shape, or form. It was
Yeah, no, it was a
completely
different game.
unique.
It was a
Absolutely.
similar feeling, but it was the same. It was the same game.
It
I
was the
mean, not the
same
same game.
game.
It was
Well,
the same.
sorry,
It
sorry,
was
different game. Yeah, 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 I got you.
different game.
And like
Yeah,
all of these games are kind of sequels or related to a property right now, and that is making me kind of I don't know. It's making me go crazy a little bit.
yeah,
I think I honestly think that that I'll let you go ahead first, Aiden, and then I'll go
it's
back to me.
I like all the games that I consider like my top games have all been unique standalone indie titles. Like your Undertales and One Shot and
Dude,
like
that's
Titan,
so
sort of
true.
like Titanfall, because I've only ever played Titanfall 2, even though there is a Titanfall 1. Titanfall 2 was sort of a standalone thing. Um,
Well, no,
like
that was the same
and
for
things
me.
like
Like I hadn't
Cult of
played a game like Titanfall before.
and like
Like it was very unique to me.
things like Cult of the Lamb and all of the stuff that we saw at PAX with all the indie developers, that looks so much more interesting to me. And like, because it's unique and it's like, this may have been a little bit done before, but here's a new spin on it that actually looks somewhat interesting and isn't just company says, new spin, have fun.
Oh,
I
that's
don't.
the thing. All of these are part of a prior property or like a similar game type. They aren't breaking the mold, and that's kind of what I'm getting into. Like,
Well, what I'm saying is that currently the like people, the community in general who are playing games in the gaming community, that's what they want. That's what the general consensus is. I'm not saying that there aren't people who don't want new things. I'm saying currently, um, the stuff that's being released that isn't breaking the mold is fitting just right with what people are feeling. Like
well,
it's
yeah, it's kind
it's
of
a
like
trend,
so.
it's a mood, it's a feeling sort of thing. And currently, that's where we're at. It's going to change obviously soon. Like we're not going to want remakes forever. We're going to want new things. But at the moment is what I'm saying that like Tears of the Kingdom again, big thing. They wanted something similar. They wanted that, and it came out, and It did really well. Street Fighter 6, also wasn't expecting it to do well. I know I keep using the same like titles, but really they stand out a lot. Like Metal Gear Solid
So
3, the Snake Eater remake is coming out. The Resident Evil 4 remake came out, and that did really well. Like people are looking for those remastered and the remakes and the sequels right now. It's not a I don't know. It's not that time to break the mold yet. But I do understand what you're saying, and I do feel that as well. That I kind of want something new. I want like a game like Titanfall or something like different, or not like Titanfall, but I want something different, a different
I
experience.
want something like
Um,
Titanfall again.
I mean,
so
hey, a Titanfall
so
3, yeah.
They canceled
but
Titanfall 3
and
for Apex Season 10, I think.
Yeah, I know. I hate, I hate Respawn. Hmm.
so
You were
so
gonna say, David?
I was going to say that it's giving me the Marvel feel. So many superhero movies, so many of the sequels. Sure, different things, but they're all superhero movies. Like they're all sequels, all in the same universe. It's giving me the same kind of feel. And that totally and Ethan brings up a good point in the chat that yeah, I'm a gamer that likes to seek out new franchises and stuff like that, and I'm not seeing anything recently, and that's like sparking my interest, which is making me kind of frustrated. But
Honestly,
you guys do admit that nothing's really breaking the mold, right?
not
Oh no, I agree.
not
No,
definitely
nothing
not.
big is breaking the mold.
Yeah, I've
Hmm.
seen a lot of very popular smaller games. Like one that comes to mind that came out pretty recently is Pizza Tower. Like that thing has a 99 overwhelmingly
Yeah,
positive on Steam. Like that is something I have
Pizza Tower
never
did
seen
really
before.
well.
It's drawn like an MS Paint thing and looks like a band kid's like fever dream, but it looks and feel and like I can imagine it feels amazing be just by looking at how it's played. And it has like 20,000 reviews, 99% overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, that's insane. That's unheard of. That's nuts.
That is
For
on
a totally new title, a totally new game. Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't
it was
realize it was 99%.
ridiculous. I just saw it today and checked. It was like I thought it was like 96, but no, it's 99, and it's ridiculous.
That's
Um,
insane.
So I do want to get into um talking about games that do break the mold though. So
I have
we're
many.
getting into like you mentioned Pizza Tower already. But one that I kind of want to bring up that kind of made me I was thinking about it and I thought about it just now that really broke the mold was Undertale.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, Undertale was totally
Undertale
new.
completely new and it kind of gave rise to the modern indie environment if I'm
It
fully
gave
honest.
rise specifically to the modern indie RPG.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes,
say because
absolutely.
modern indie is quite a large spectrum. Like you could talk about the whole FNAF genre and how FNAF totally broke the mold a while ago, but
Yeah, talk
like
about it,
that
dude,
gave
because I agree.
The FNAF
well
gave
no
rise to an
what
entire like genre. Like
it did it
there
gave
really should
Absolutely.
be a FNAF like now because there's so many spin-offs and fan games that follow the same ish formula that it's like insane.
the
Uh
reason I don't want to get into too much is because it's old news. It's 2014. I mean, like, what am I saying? No, it's fine. We can get into it. Yeah,
no,
no,
get
FNAF was
into
totally
older
different.
news.
If Five Nights at Freddy's was totally different. Scott Cawthon came out of nowhere with it, and it like blew up the indie game sphere and that whole like section of the gaming industry. It changed a lot of the way people like went through things, and it made a lot of fan base and a lot of different like groups and fan bases towards that. And that was something that really like an indie game that broke the mold like tenfold. They did a really good job at that. Um, like Undertale it's also did that. Undertale has broke the mold and gave this whole like it created a whole fan base and created a whole like genre really of or like modern RPG titles like
Dude,
that. Because
I'm kind
you
of
would see
thinking
the
back
same
to.
things.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
No, no, I
bad
was gonna say
internet, bad internet.
no, it's fine. I was just you kind of see the same like uh like you were saying earlier about remakes and stuff, like the Pokemon games. Those are remade like RPG titles, constantly being used. It's the same premise, it's the same thought process, it's the same stuff. But Undertale was a new RPG, new mechanics, totally like different like story out of the woodwork. It did really well for it, and it made an entire different like new set of games, a new set of things that could be made along with that. Um, I'm trying to think
So
of
I
stuff
think
that isn't
you're
indie.
you're bringing up a really interesting idea to me that all of these games, the ones that are breaking out like in this time period, you have like FNAF, Undertale, like I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head. Like PUBG, like those types of things. Those were all around the same type of period. Um
I actually
like
have one that
they
you guys might not even know about. Um,
I think it's really interesting that you're talking that you bring up and sorry Aiden, I'll let you get to that in a second, but like talking about like the changes in the market as well, because I think you
Oh yeah,
bring up a good point that everyone's kind of looking for sequels right now. I might not be because that's kind of what I look into.
yeah,
But
and
like a
and
lot
that's
of people
fine.
are
There's
feeling that.
definitely going to be people who are like on the other side of things. Like it, just like there's sides and everything. It's how the market like it's like big general changes in how the overall shift is. It's like any sort of like economics thought process. It's a business. It's business, and which is kind of annoying because business can sometimes suck the life out of things. But at the
Mhm.
moment, sequels are what people are looking for.
And you
Will
know what?
change, I'm
I think
sure.
a lot of those games were made popular by internet creators. And I
mm,
think the fall of Let's Play creators has kind of made it harder for those franchises to exist.
actually, that
Yeah.
actually rolls into my point a little bit. One game that stood out to me that was so off the walls ridiculous in its little genre that it just completely broke the mold and satirized what it was trying to go for. And also did get popular because of content creators playing that. West of Loathing.
Oh yeah.
Oh
West
yeah.
of Loathing was a very good is a good example because it West of Loathing wasn't the first game in the Loathing series, I guess, because there's an original one that's like Magic and stuff, not Wild West, but because of content creators really pushed West of Loathing to the forefront of games like it, and broke the mold, so to speak, for that kind of thing. And content creators and the I guess current like fall or uh, downhill slope of like what's going on in that world does show like what's going on. Like, that kind of like feeds into what I was talking about with the market and stuff, because it really is up to like social media and like exposure and things like that. Like
Dude, why do
like for
all of these
example,
topics end up making me depressed? Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of that and
It's
I'm
like
like,
I just want my
damn,
nice indie games, but the
I
fucking
just want my indie
societal
games that'll
brain don't
grow up.
like.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want these nice indie games that people will get just as hyped as I am about. But, but
but
now,
sorry, Disco Elysium kind of sucked. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's like I want my Undertales and One Shots and Eastward and like West of Loathing and like all
See, as
those new ideas that people don't aren't afraid to throw out there.
and
see, these are all titles that I myself particularly am not too invested in. So, but what I can
but
do
I want
is
to say as
Well,
well though, like,
like Katana Zero.
well, I was going to say is to throw in some examples that would like add to my kind of style of gaming or my kind of personality and people who think like I do, like maybe Ethan and stuff. But like Katana Zero, definitely like getting over it was totally something that broke the mold. Getting over it games that are meant to be stupid hard and stupid challenging and frustrate people to no end was a genre that came out because of getting over it. Getting over it really broke the mold. Although I will say all of those games, while they all have the mechanic of getting over of like really frustrating stuff and really like they don't have what they fail to have is the philosophy that Bennett Foddy was trying to
I
add in there.
I cannot with you with
No,
getting
seriously.
over it.
Okay, I know I'm weird that I like that game, but in all honesty, it's funny. It's ironic because Bennett Foddy in that game was having like a philosophical discussion about B games and about current culture and pop culture and stuff, and about like the player who's trying to play the game and whatnot. And it didn't speak to a lot of people, but it spoke to me specifically because I like that game. I don't know what it was, but like for example, it was ironic because all the games that kind of stemmed from getting over it were kind of B games. They were all B-side games, like games that weren't new, games that weren't AAA. Like it wasn't anything crazy. It was kind of funny how in doing that he kind of like it wasn't
So
his fault, but it kind of went
games
back
that
against his word. It was kind of funny.
games that break the mold don't necessarily have to be indie games either. I want to talk
No,
about like GTA 5.
oh yeah, 100%.
GTA in general.
Yeah, the
Well,
Grand Theft
yeah,
Auto
GTA in
series.
general,
Grand Theft
absolutely.
Auto,
But like,
I think it really started off with Vice City is when they kind of broke things.
oh yeah,
Because
Yeah.
prior to Vice City, you had GTA and it was like, oh okay, but then you had Vice City, and Vice City really set a bar, so to speak, for a lot of other companies who wanted to do similar things.
Yeah, Vice
Um,
City, and then that turned into San Andreas, and then that turned into like GTA 4, and
Yeah.
like and then into GTA 5, and soon GTA 6, and hopefully they can keep that trend going of breaking things and keeping them interesting.
well,
I
but that's the thing as well, that like it's gonna be really hard for them too, because they broke the mold with the franchise, absolutely, but it's still got to be that franchise now.
yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. My issue is that the problem with both Elder Scrolls 6, actually, I don't know that that's going to be the case with them, but my problem with GTA 6 is that the market is not going to be looking for a remake by the time they're going to want to try to release it.
Oh
At
yeah,
that point, and
absolutely. Oh, that's a
I
good point.
I think
Damn.
I think it's going to flop hard because of that, because I think it's going to be a similar feeling, maybe a really good story, but it's going to be a similar feeling to GTA 5, and it's going to be a similar thing, I think. I'm not 100% sure, and I'm speculating, but it's going to be a sequel in a market that doesn't want sequels. It's going to be a sequel in a market that's not going to that's going to want new things, and they're going to suffer because of it. So I think that's why it's been taking so long for them to try to release GTA 6 is one, because the development's going to be obviously a huge thing. Two, because they want to work on other projects, not just GTA 6, and three, because they've put it off for so long. Now they kind of have to like wait for a good time and a good atmosphere to release it. Otherwise, they're gonna be screwed hard. But I don't know that they're planning that correctly. But that's just speculation. I don't know that for sure.
So I also want to bring up the fact that a lot of these games started out of nothing, like a huge franchise, and they broke the mold at a different time, but continue to be
Yeah,
these big franchises, and they continue to be the things that are being sequelized now.
yeah,
For example, like what I was thinking about as like games that broke the mold, Doom, like
Mhm.
original Doom, absolutely destroyed what people thought about video games at the time. Like
yeah. And
they
what people thought you could do with a video game, like Doom, is
absolutely.
nuts.
Doom
And
created the boomer shooter
like
genre.
oh yeah. I mean, and then you think about stuff like Mortal Kombat, like
Mm.
and those fighting type games destroying a brand new market of fighters. Like
Yeah, they did such a. It was very innovative for the time. It was because of that. The series kind of came out of that, and games similar to it. I don't know that Mortal Kombat
absolutely.
was the first. It could have been Street Fighter. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was
I'm
Mortal
not
Kombat though.
100% either. I think it might have been Street Fighter
Street Fighter
now that I'm
was
thinking
the
about it.
first, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it was Street Fighter that kind of released all that stuff, and then Mortal Kombat had its own way of doing things, and
Its own kind
they
of
changed up.
vibe to put towards it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then things like Dance Dance Revolution,
Oh my
like
god.
that
yeah,
game, I can't think of anything, or like just Dance Dance Revolution was the first one, and that was like in-person arcade type stuff. But then like Just Dance as well. Like those games, those aren't the games that I will regularly play, but like, I mean, I
No, I
love
agree.
DDR. DDR is fantastic, but like Just Dance, they broke they broke the gaming industry for certain people. Like absolutely. And
Yeah, and obviously not everybody like plays those kinds of things often, but for the people who do, it broke it because it was new. It was like, wow, this is not something I've ever seen before. I can really get into this. I can really enjoy this, and it brought a whole different like group of people who like
dude,
wouldn't have thought of themselves
listen to
as
this
enjoying
one.
it.
Wii Sports. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
That
100%,
one.
What a
'Because
100%.
take.
nothing existed very similar to that other than like sports in real life. And
Yeah, Wii
it just
Sports was
removed that
Wii Sports
was
Wii Sports
came
was
such a
like
funny.
unique
free
game.
with a lot of Wii consoles. And then it was just like, huh, what is this? Oh my god. This is my addiction for the next, like,
Month, month and a half.
my
Yeah,
god.
Wii
Oh,
Sports was
dude.
definitely one of those games.
It was crazy. But like I want to think back even older, like Metroid. It is like the staple now of what, because there are it's same with Souls likes. I mean, we can get into Dark Souls a little bit later, but Metroids started their entire category of Metroidvanias, which like indies have been thriving on ever since
Oh my god,
because
yes.
Yeah.
Like, literally has
And big
been.
titles too, like Castlevania. Castlevania all came
true,
because
very
That
Metroid
true.
was
originally came out with it, I'm pretty sure.
that
Oh
was the
yeah.
Game.
other half,
Uh,
is the Metroidvania. Metroid felt one way, Castlevania felt another.
Yep.
Castlevania felt a lot more gritty and tough to control, while Metroid was a little faster and shooter. So the compromise in between was the Metroidvania, which is where the genre came from, at least I think.
Dude, it's so crazy because like now thinking about it, Metroidvanias are literally they aren't Metroid and they aren't Castlevania. They are such a wide variety of games now that it's just crazy to lump them all together.
uh,
Because
the
like,
the original release of Metroid was August 6th, 1986, and Castlevania came out November 1st, 2005.
Wow.
Wait, no. Castlevania. No, there was a 1986 video game for Castlevania. Nope. There
oh
was.
yeah, they were like, yeah, I thought they were very similar to each other. I was like, damn,
Yeah, no,
they
you're
like
right. No, Castlevania, I mean, Metroidvania came out because of that. Yeah, you're right.
I
That's
also
crazy.
want to bring up one that's like, oh, it broke my mind thinking about this. World of Warcraft. Like
No.
That created an entire like set of games. Oh my goodness.
that created like so many that got people into games like
The
it was
fact that
crazy.
World of Warcraft is still going like half decently today
It's
is
still getting
blows
like
my. They
friggin'
got an update. They got a huge update recently. I only
Oh
know
yeah.
because my boss, my RHD, told me that they were having an update because of it. And I was like, wait, you play World of Warcraft? And he's like, yeah.
Of course
I
Joey
was like,
Yeah,
played World
what
of
of it.
Warcraft. He looks like the type.
Yeah, he looks like the type who'd have level 100 characters on every single character he could make, like
pretty sure the cap is like 160 now, and I only know that
oh
because of
weird.
Chimney.
Oh my lord. But that's crazy, like thinking back to it, like it became mainstream. Think about like South Park or something like that. Like
Oh yeah,
Hell, South
they
Park made their own games that were something of an oddity in the RPG market, like Stick of
oh
Truth and
yeah.
the Fractured But Whole. Like that was
that
something
was
of an
new.
oddity in the RPG market.
I
Or
wouldn't say it broke the mold because
not RPG, turn-based strategy.
stuff didn't really come out of that. I wouldn't say because
Well, I say
w-
oddities, like they're anomalies within the
no,
market.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, Fractured Truth
Well,
and
that also led to them being
you
less
know,
popular too, though.
This is true. They were pretty popular. A lot of a couple content creators, like big ones, did play it. So it's not like they did horribly, but they were something interesting, which I guess they didn't really break the mold because they are part of an already existing franchise.
Now, I want to ask you, was Counter-Strike the first one in that arena shooter series?
Yes,
I
yes. It was
believe
either
so.
Quake is a hero shooter, I thought, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
probably 5v5 like arena shooters. I think Counter Strike was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Counter
think you're
Strike
right.
broke the mold too.
That's crazy.
It was
Crazy
Yeah.
to think of, dude.
like actually, you know
The
what
original
really
Counter-Strike.
broke the mold? Half-Life 2, because it created
Oh yeah.
all of the it indirectly created all of the other freaking games. Half-Life 2 created Counter Strike, Team Fortress 2, I think
Gmod.
Gmod.
Gmod, Quake. I think Quake was in there. Like it created hero shooters, arena shooters, Left 4 Dead, horde
Dude, you're
shooters.
so right. Half-Life 2
Yeah,
was a
all that.
destructive game. Lord.
Yeah,
But
Half-Life
can't really
2.
count it.
It was
In,
really the engine of it.
you can't. Yeah, it was a catalyst. We can't really count it because it was only all those were mods that people have made.
Oh god.
Yeah, it wasn't. It
God.
wasn't.
Like they
It wasn't the game type itself. It was all the It was the engine, really.
The
It was
engine,
the
source
engine that you could
exactly.
use it on.
the source
The source
engine
engine was very groundbreaking.
the source engine is still like a very competitive engine, and it's like 20 years
Yeah, it
old.
is.
Like it's
So,
a
Valve
surprisingly
did a good
competitive
job.
engine.
Was
Valve did a good
Dota the
job.
first Dota was the first like of
MOBA?
that, what is it called? MOBA, yeah,
MOBA.
right?
Was it Dota or was it
Uh,
League?
Well, I think Dota came first.
I'll look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
I was never into MOBAs, so I
Oh,
could not say.
Aeon of
Neither was
Strike.
I.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, it was a custom-made StarCraft game. Yeah.
StarCraft. No.
Ah.
Another
StarCraft is crazy,
Star.
dude.
Actually, now that I'm thinking of StarCraft, it makes me think of like Civ.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
Civilization.
Civ, dude.
Yeah, like Total War and Civilization games. I'm not exactly sure where that came from, but there is something there. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
there's got to be some weird DOS turn-based strategy game that it
Dude.
birthed from.
And
You
The
know what really
Sims?
broke the mold? Pong.
Bro.
You
But
wanna-
seriously,
let's talk. Let's go
like-
back to the beginning.
The Sims created the entire category of the sim-like games and like life simulators, which
Yeah.
had not been seen before. Which is actually kind of insane now that I think about it.
Gmod created like sandboxes.
because Gmod created sandboxes.
And Gmod was a mod for Half-Life 2.
It
Yeah.
is absolutely ridiculous how
Wow.
powerful Half-Life 2
Oh
was.
my
How
lord.
you know what? I'm gonna look up how many games came out of Half-Life 2.
Yeah, honestly though, that it has to be a really large amount. But I want to
We
get
should
into the
pro-
one that like really just one more I think would be really good. But like Dark Souls.
Oh yeah,
I
no, Dark
really
Souls
wanna
is one
talk-
you should get into.
Yeah, because I mean there was a game before Dark Souls. I forget what
Demon
Demon
Souls.
Souls. Yeah, Demon
Yeah.
Souls was the first one, but like that didn't really hit the market heavy. But then you
Dark
got
Souls.
Dark Souls,
Yeah. Dark
and
Souls
it
hit
just broke everything.
because you hadn't with Dark Souls you hadn't really seen something like that before other than like Demon Souls, but you hadn't really seen a fully mainstream like, oh my goodness, I need to play this game because it's the Prepare to Die edition, you know.
Now I
Um,
have a question. When are we going to see the next Breaking the Mold game?
That's a difficult one.
That is a very
Mm.
hard.
I think that's hard to predict, and I think because of that, we'll either see one of two things happen. We'll see a game release that breaks the mold, and then the market will switch because of it. Like the market will turn to I want new games because of that game, or we're going
That's
to
a
see,
really good point.
or we're going to see a stagnation of stuff for a while and nothing happening, and then a demand from the market for new things. It's going to be one of the two things, and I'm not quite. It's hard to predict it. Like, see what will happen there. We'll see.
If you were to
like,
give a guess, how many years until we see something new?
years, with
I'd
things being
say-
released.
See, the most recent one that I like seriously like remember is like Hi-Fi Rush. Like that thing came out of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
But
but it
did it
didn't break
break
the
the mold?
mold.
it kind of did. It is a music-based fighting like beat 'em up.
Well,
Yeah, but
yeah,
we've
it's,
seen-
it's
we've seen-
different, but we've seen beat 'em ups before.
We haven't seen. Okay, well,
It's a rhythm-based beat 'em up, though. It's
Yeah, but I mean, you could say like, you could say like Life is Strange is the first like time manipulation life sim like story game.
yeah, you know
Like
what? Fair
Quantum
enough.
Break. Give me more Quantum Break related games, please. I
Quantum
want more.
Break.
I want more time. I want more time bullshit, please. Ugh.
If I were to guess, the next game we're gonna see that breaks the mold comes out of nowhere, it's gonna have to be through some sort of like TikTok or streaming service of some sort, where it gains a lot of traction out of nowhere and no one's heard of
No,
it
I agree.
until
That was
it's
like
come out.
Friday Night Funkin'. Like that
It's
thing,
going to be, and that actually, I mean,
it didn't
for
break
a
the
much
mold. It's
on a
still just a rhythm game, but
well, I would say on a much smaller scale. On a much smaller scale, like not like break the mold like FNAF did, but
Yeah.
break the mold on its like own like small section of the market. I think it did kind of do that.
Yeah. I
And I
agree.
think there's
I
a
agree.
big, I think there's a big difference there. That's something we probably really haven't talked about. We haven't talked about that is the scale at what break the mold really means because break the mold, um, you can do that on a small scale. You can do that and have like not a gigantic following base, but for that base of followers, totally changes like their views on stuff. Um,
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like adding a new magic format for Magic or something like that. Like having Oathbreaker. Um,
I don't know
that
that
we were talking about.
Oathbreaker. I don't know that Oathbreaker did that though.
Well, I know
I
a
haven't
ton of
seen much
people who
about
are
it.
starting to play that. I know a ton of
Really,
people who are starting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like when Commander came out. Like that
that's true.
completely destroyed that.
I've found how many games came from Half-Life.
Half-Life. How many games
17. Beca-
total? Damn.
17
Like,
games
Wow.
were originally mods for Half-Life and are now standalone titles of varying popularity. Like,
Wow.
and
That's
also,
crazy.
Team Fortress Classic didn't actually come from Half-Life. It came from Quake, which was a separate game that did the same thing as Half-Life, which
Yeah,
is create the
very true.
hero shooter, and then everything became a mod from that.
hmm, interesting.
So, I think we should wrap up our thoughts here. If I were to guess, I'd say that the next game we're going to see that really breaks the mold is going to be in a few years. And it's going to come through social media of some sort. Um, whether that be like, I don't know, Moist Critical or something like that, playing a
Oh
game
no,
that's
that's
like,
something that's something I forgot I was going to say but forgot to mention. What was it? Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine, I think it was.
oh yeah,
That game was not like going to do that wasn't going anywhere. But that didn't really break the mold or anything, but it became very popular because of Moist Critical, because he like
hmm
got the world record while like streaming it and like showing everybody in YouTube videoing it. Like you can go and look it up that video, and it's not something you have to go searching for. Um, like something like that could happen really soon, and I think you might be right. I think it's going to become like some sort of streaming service. I don't know that it's going to be um like necessarily a content creator specifically
hmm
doing it, but I think it might be like a big like wave trend. Almost
yeah,
like a
it'll
great
have
value.
to be.
It'll be like great value blueberries.
No,
Oh my lord, like
you had to say it.
I had
I
to
can't
say
with
it.
you.
I love
Oh
great
my
value
lord.
blueberries.
That hurts my
So
soul.
what do you want? What do you want to see with a new game breaking the mold?
I
Do you think?
want something very indie.
Yeah,
Like I'm
I
all
want I want something that's gonna intrigue me. I want something that's gonna come out like when I play the game, I go, wow, that was special. Like I had with Titanfall 2. That was special. And I hadn't experienced something like that in a while.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm with the market right now. I'm not in the mood for something new. I want a release. I want a sequel. Like Katana Zero, I need that DLC. I need that second
Okay.
release of
Well,
that game.
that's sick. That's a sick game.
Like
But
I'm not
honestly,
really
if
looking for
I
anything
could,
new in
if I
particular.
could,
I'm stuck on Terraria right now. I've been
I,
playing for a lot recently. I've been putting in too many hours into that game
no,
recently.
but that's what I'm saying. You're playing an older game. Like, there's
That's
nothing
true.
new in the market that's
Well,
like catching your
it
attention.
it's not a thing about like within the market. It's just I had the itch.
Well,
It's
yeah, that's
like
fair. That's
it's one of
fair.
those things. It wasn't like, oh, I'm bored. All right, I'll play Terraria. Oh, I'm into it now. No. I just one day inserted a Minecraft server and I was like, huh, I want to play Terraria.
no, it was because of me. It was because of me. I'm like, I want to play Terraria and I have to resist. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play Terraria. And then I started playing Terraria. And then everyone else is like,
Right.
fuck, now I gotta play Terraria.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I've only been playing single player this whole time because nobody is on when I'm on.
Dude, I want to be on.
Terrible.
I do. I want to be on.
I
No,
beat the
I have to.
Destroyer by pissing on it. It was great.
That's what I need to do. Is Golden
Ah,
Shower.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's what
no.
I'll be
The
doing.
best
Okay.
the best way to beat the Destroyer, 2 Nimbus clouds and then Golden Shower, because
I will
Nimbus
be
clouds
doing.
stay.
I will be doing Daedalus Stormbow if I can.
Daedalus Stormbow, best way to do it. Absolutely. Okay, so with that said, guys, we're going to move into our final segment, which is going to be discussing nerdy news. I want to start really quick by talking about Diablo 4 release. It's going to be releasing as the recording of this in less than 2 days. And I am losing my mind because it's going to be amazing. June 6th, because like legitimately the scores are looking very good for it right now. And I've talked about Diablo a lot on this channel. This is a long awaited release of this game. Like, and it's not going to be Diablo Immortal. It's not going to be
Good
something
lord.
insane.
Hey,
It,
David.
it's going to
I'm
be a
just saying.
legitimate sequel.
Are you sure you want to support Blizzard right now?
Okay.
The
So
Diablo is
this is
pulling
the
him in,
thing.
dog.
I don't want to support it.
David.
They're releasing a good
David.
title though.
Hey,
Hey,
David,
can you
just
separate the art from the artist?
pirate it. What? Huh? Who said that? Who said
You
that?
Can't pirate it
I am
because
in the
it's run
middle of
directly through the website.
podcast.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Where did Aiden
Where-
go?
Aiden? Huh? Man
Huh?
died. That's fine. We'll
Wait.
continue.
Oh wait, no. Wait, this is bad. He's the one recording.
Oh,
I'm
no.
fine.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Oh, my dad killed me.
Hi, guys.
Oh, okay. We're all good. We're all good. But yeah, I see someone put onto the list Spider-Man Across the Universe. Anyone want to discuss that?
You
Hold on,
mean
I'm reading.
across the Spider-Verse?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo.
Spider-Man
I'm sorry.
across the
I'm sorry.
universe.
I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. I can't.
that was pretty bad.
I'm tired. I'm tired. Shush.
I actually have never seen Into the Spider-Verse yet, so I can't really talk.
That's a bad take, and I want you to be
I
quiet
want
now.
to see. I want to see it. I want to see it. I was going to watch it with Lily.
Isn't it on Disney Plus?
No, it's Sony.
No. Oh, okay.
It's a
Well,
Sony
Sony and
prop.
Disney, they have similar.
No. It's a Sony. It's a Sony property
Well,
because
they
Spider-Man is split.
yeah, they split it. It's split. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
you have to rent it. I haven't been able to rent it yet. I was gonna watch it with Lily over the weekend, and then it was like, oh, we have to rent it. I don't feel like doing that right now. So
also, so
Regardless.
I want to bring it's scored very highly, very popular movie right now, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I'm probably not going to see it in a while. But it's not getting as much hype as I expected it to.
Well,
I'm expecting.
it's because it's not breaking the
Yeah,
mold
go ahead.
anymore.
Yeah, it's. I think people are
Oh,
getting
yeah.
sick and tired, and I think it's
I-
opposite in the movies.
Yeah,
People
I was
aren't
gonna
looking
say-
for sequels in movies; they're looking for
Yeah.
new properties.
I think Marvel is kind of ruining that for the superhero aspect, is because Marvel had a whole bunch of stuff. They just kind of like shoved it out there all at once, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna work on all these projects." Oh my goodness, and not all of them went well. They kind of
Yeah.
did interestingly. So they've
Yeah,
been doing
we had, like,
interestingly.
Guardians 3
Oh,
was
yeah.
like the most recent one, and actually that one was good, like really good, because they took
It
a
was
little
decent.
time. It was
Yeah, I heard
not
there was
decent. It
good
was
stuff,
really
but
good. I loved it.
It was decent.
I nearly
okay.
cried.
Before we start a Discord battle, I want to talk about how Ethan put Tears of the Kingdom is the highest rated game of all time.
No,
Um,
that's not.
it's not. I don't know where he got this information.
TikTok.
I looked it up all over the Instagram. Instagram. Look all over the internet. I can't find a single thing that supports this. Like,
I've
Yes.
seen a lot of TikToks that say Tears of the Kingdom is highest rated game of all time, and then like
It's also
yeah, it's highly rated.
TikTok.
Great game.
it
And
is
I think
stupidly
Ethan's
highly
obsessed
rated.
with it. So he's like, yeah, it's crazy highly rated. It looks like a fantastic game. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ethan, do you have something to say?
You
He's-
think
Ethan?
that you're gonna flame my ass and I ain't gonna come in and defend myself? Huh?
Come defend yourself then. Talk about this. Because nowhere on the internet does it say this.
Brother, it's one Google search. It's literally one Google search. It's here. As I literally next to it, Open Critic as well. You silly little numbnuts.
Breath of the Wild is
Okay, you can hear-
14th.
Okay,
But
no.
Tears of the
No.
Kingdom
Let's
is not.
think about the highest rated things of all time. Let's look at Metacritic, Nintendo Life, IGN, VG247. Look at OpenCritic. OpenCritic's the only one that has it the highest. All the rest of them have it
Yeah,
somewhere towards like 50.
That's why I
Tears of the Kingdom
specified
is
Open
51st
Critic.
on Metacritic.
And
That's
you know
why I
what?
specified Open Critic.
It's underneath
it's 'cause
GTA
Metacritic-
San Andreas.
Metacritic has shitty fucking Disco Elysium at number 11 for like, oh my god, 4 people fucking like some fucking dweeb got on, read the game and was like, oh my god, 10 out of 10, and that's it.
A generally
Bullshit.
favorable reviews based on 852 ratings from Disco Elysium. That's not many.
And then compared to Tears of the Kingdom.
Let's go look at Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is
Yeah,
based
it's
on
a more popular game.
6,070 reviews. Interesting, David. Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It has more people who like the game. Sure, 100%. However,
Interesting.
it still is a higher rated game. So
No,
if
I
you're
disagree
talking
with
about
that.
ratings,
No, I
What do you
disagree
mean?
with that. It's higher rated for 800 people versus a little bit slightly lower rated for 6,000
that's
people.
not the
a big difference.
definition. That's not the definition of ratings.
Yes, but you kind
Ha-
of need more quantity. Let's look
It's
at Legend of
statistics,
Zelda:
David. You
Ocarina
know
of Time.
statistics.
Ocarina of Time has a 99 Metascore based on 7,921 ratings. 7,000. That's number one, by the way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sure.
Ocarina ain't
Okay,
gonna be-
you're taking Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium. I put this up just to annoy Ethan, but like I
That's kinda
also
funny.
want to say, look at the other things on Metacritic. Like you talk about it, Tony Hawk Pro Skaters 2. It's gonna have
110 ratings.
thousands of reviews.
No, it only has 910.
Really?
Yeah.
But like, look at Grand Theft Auto 4.
Let's
5,000
check.
ratings.
Okay, yeah.
Number 3.
That's 5,000 ratings.
Super Mario Galaxy.
Number 3,
4,000 reviews.
Soul
was it?
Calibur has 416 ratings.
Soul
I
Calibur
think-
is on like the top 10 list.
It's fourth.
Yeah.
I think Metacritic
What?
might not be so great actually. Let's
But
let's
no,
confirm this.
your arguments are folding in on yourself, because if you're talking about games that are having higher ratings, should they not have higher ratings with the larger amounts of things? Like
No, I think
there are
there should be
tons
more
of other
people.
games.
I think there should be. I mean, I think there should
if
be at
more
least.
people rated Disco Elysium, it would be lower. Is what I'm
Yeah,
getting.
I think there
If
should be
60
a
people
higher
rated Disco
rating
Elysium,
base.
then it would be lower.
You know what? I think
Then maybe
Steam
play the
might have
game.
a better. I think maybe Steam might have a better rating system. Let's check Steam.
Well,
I don't-
Steam is
Steam is
not
also a
critics,
little
it's
bit weird.
communities.
That's true. That's true. And you can't rate Nintendo games on Steam. Interesting.
Disco
but
Elysium has a
anyway.
91%.
Also,
Out
that
of
was funny. I
71,000.
just wanted to join because I heard David
There
start
you go.
flaming me, and I was like, I gotta defend myself. I'm joking. I don't really care that much. I'm messing with you guys, but yeah. Okay, bye, guys. Bye.
All
I'm going.
right, bye, Ethan.
Ethan was too sick to enter the podcast tonight, and then here's one thing of Tears of the Kingdom is not exactly the highest rated game of all time, and it's just like, what did you say?
Also, by the way, Legend of
So
Zelda
funny.
Breath of the Wild, 21,000 reviews Metacritic, and still much higher than Tears of the Kingdom. All I'm
Oh
saying.
no, I agree. Oh no, I agree. I'm trying to look
It
at
also
the.
has the sequel treatment, so it's automatically probably going to be lower.
I don't like the argument you guys were making of like, yeah, less people are rating it, so it's obviously a worse game.
Well, no, I'm not saying
I-
it's obviously a worse game. I'm saying that the like base amount of people rating it, like it's funky with ratios. Like you have to have more. You have to have a wider variety. I mean, yeah, you have still like 800 people reviewing it versus like 7,000 reviewing it. Like that's a big difference. I'm not saying it's a necessarily bad game. I just want to see what 7,000 people rating Disco Elysium would say. Like I would want to know what that is.
yeah, but
By
you
the
won't
way,
know it because no one's giving it the time of day.
that's interesting. IGN has Breath of the Wild as #1 updated March 4th, 2023. By the way, as #1 highest rated game in their opinion. And then
I mean,
Super
to be
Mario
honest, it's
World is
Breath of the
below that.
Wild.
Yeah, I
Super
think
Mario
Breath
World
of the
is below
Wild
that.
is more. Yeah,
Wait,
I think
Super Mario World?
Is
wait,
their
Super...
second highest rated.
Yeah, Super Mario World was a really good game.
I will say,
Is
IGN
Super
has
Mario
Disco
World the
Elysium at
ones I'm
10th,
thinking about?
and Hades at 13th, and Grand Theft Auto at 12th. That's interesting.
Yeah, like you guys shit on the game, but like you've never
Yeah.
touched the game.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm not shitting on it. I'm saying as far as Metacritic is concerned. But anyway, we've been on this tangent for way too long.
I can't believe these guys.
So Futurama reboot, July 24th, 2023. Interesting news.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's just
it's
that's
Futurama
coming back.
reboot.
I actually
That's
do want to
crazy
look
good.
this up. Actually,
Yeah,
I never really watched Futurama outside of like the streams of TikToks, but
Oh no, Futurama is quite funny. I like Futurama.
no, I won't deny Futurama is pretty funny and it's pretty good.
I think my favorite plot point that they had was when Fry drank 100 cups of coffee and became the Flash. That was pretty funny.
true. That was really funny.
Futurama reboot, Hulu on July 24th. Interesting.
Interesting.
We'll see it.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we've
actually kind of
already-
excited for it because I used to love that game. Oh, sorry, not game. That TV show.
You need to go
It's
to
one
bed,
of my
David.
like. I'm sorry. You guys fucked me up by arguing the most stupid, no-brained arguments in the world. So like my mind is melting a little
I'm sorry,
bit.
David.
So-
You're actually just wrong here. But moving on, Street Fighter 6, insanely high scores. I know this is nerdy news that we kind of already talked about, but Street Fighter 6 has done incredibly well for a sixth remake of a game, and I think that just kind of speaks to like what I was talking about
Yeah,
the
it got, like,
market
a
wanting
9.
remakes right now.
It get what 9.5?
9.5, I believe.
It was ridiculous. I saw this. I saw the recent trailer, like saying that meet the legends and stuff, and like you get to create your own character and then meet all the Street Fighter characters. That I'm like, oh, it's Jump Force. This is gonna flop like instantly.
Well, the
That's
issue
exactly
with
what
Jump
Jump
Force
Force
is
did.
because Jump Force is anime. Before anime became more mainstream, like it is today. I would say more mainstream, not mainstream.
I swear to God, it was gonna go the way of Jump Force and be like, you get to make a self-insert for this like it's freaking thing, and it's like,
For Street Fighter. I mean, hey, I want to kick Ryu's ass. What are you talking about? I want to be his ass. I couldn't. I'd die.
very quickly.
Absolutely. It's like when oh my gosh, it's just side tangent, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, they actually have Ryu just randomly in the background of
Did I?
one
That's
of the
sick.
episodes. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
they
whoa,
have
whoa,
him-
whoa!
I'm looking this up.
It's really cool.
Avatar Ryu cameo. Yeah. Oh no, he's in there. You're right. For real. He's doing
Oh,
arm
he's
wrestling.
a guy he's a guy wrestling the bounty hunter.
Yeah, it's really funny.
That's quite funny.
That looks like you'd have to squint to see if that was Ryu.
Ethan. Ethan.
Are you back?
Ethan's
Oh,
back.
Oh,
Interesting.
God.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to come back and apologize to David because I feel like I made him sad. But okay. I said in the chat, Disco Elysium and Zelda fanboy epic battle 2023, and or at least he didn't comment on it, so I felt he was sad. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the chat up. So.
Damn it. Okay, but yeah.
I'm just
Um,
saying, they have Guile in Magic the Gathering, and I don't think I've ever seen Ryu, so
Also,
interesting.
I just want to add one more thing. I've looked at 7 different tier lists now, and nearly every single one has Disco Elysium on it, but like 2 of them have Tears of the Kingdom. So that's all I'm saying.
This
Oh my-
guy, this motherfucking guy.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Look what I've
saying.
done.
When you guys are like,
Look
when
what
you guys are
I've done.
trashing on a great
So
game.
anyway, I think that'll do it for today's episode. Disco Elysium once again sucks, but moving on. I would love to see. I'm kidding.
No, it's
I
okay.
haven't.
It's okay.
I have it
So,
installed
fine.
on my computer and I have not touched it.
I haven't either.
Who did you guys talked about Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah, just a little
Yeah, a
bit.
Yeah, we
little
did.
bit. None of us have seen it though, but
I'm excited for that game. I've been like sort of on the conversation back and forth because I've been lagging, so I can't really hear what you guys are talking about. But
We talked a little bit about Spider-Verse. We're
we
excited to
did.
see it, but like none of us have seen it, so we can't really,
Comments on it.
talk
I
about
get
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Also, why the hell? I think you guys were talking about Street Fighter before. Why the hell is Street Fighter so fucking highly rated? I don't know. I don't understand. It doesn't make
I think what we need to do is play Street Fighter to
Well,
see.
you know what I think
why
we
it's
need
so
to do?
good.
We need to play more Guilty
True.
Gear.
You're so right. Let me kick Ethan's A again and again and
Number
again.
one on the IGN most
Ramlethal
rated games of all
Valentine.
time.
Ethan
Guilty Gear is
pooping,
the best rated game of all time. I just want to say
Ethan
it's number
pooping his
8,
pants when he's
with
playing
2
against me
reviews.
and hears Ramlethal Valentine.
guy.
But anyway, I think that probably would actually do it for our episode. That's pretty much all we have for nudie news, right, guys? Is
Yeah,
there
I
anything
think that's
else
it.
we have there?
I think we're gonna wrap it up. So thank you all so much for watching, and we hope you all
Yeah.
see us in the next episode.
Thank you,
Adios,
guys.
Bye.
Check out our Discord.
Bye-bye.
Check out our social media.
And maybe give video games you don't like a chance.
Like I said, you gotta play Guilty Gear.
Is
He's
the
so
stream
right.
over? Is the stream over? Is the stream over?
No.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I want to catch
Bye,
out David.
guys.
Sorry.
There we go.